Welcome back to the Difference Engine podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Oakes. Want to talk about something crucial today. I don't want to talk about unimportant things. It's always important, but this one is big. So I want to talk about the intersection of emotions and reality, because our emotional experience as humans will derail us. It will change everything. That's what burnout is. That's what disillusionment is. Feelings of being pointless, depressed, anxious. You can have the best business strategy, marketing strategy, the best team ever. And if you're crushed emotionally, it's not going to do you any good. So emotions are critical. And there's schools of thought. This is grind mode. Schools of thought that, hey, facts don't care about your feelings. Those are true, but they're extreme versions of, the people who found comfort in the idea of like, I'll just submit myself to the process of working and working and working and working, and nothing can fatigue me and nothing can tire me, and I'll never quit and I'll never give up. Yeah, good luck with that. If you're not taking into account your biology, your physiology, the things you need to stay healthy, how you're balanced as a person, quality relationships that speak into your life, things down to like hydration and nutrition, there's no way you just go on indefinitely pretending like your feelings don't matter. That's a great way to have a mental breakdown. So the reverse of that, though, is like prioritizing your feelings over reality. And that is delusional, because there are certain laws of nature and facts of life that do not care about your feelings, right? As a kid, if you imagine jumping off the roof of your house, you find out that gravity is stronger than your imagination. You don't actually fly, no matter what kind of contraption you thought you were going to build to do it. And I thought this of my daughter the other day. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I watched her get upset about something. And I thought, growing up is a process of disappointments, which is sad to say. It's hard, but really when we're babies, we have the idea that we're going to get everything we want. And babies usually do. They cry and people come running to them to figure out what they need. It's like having full-grown adult servants. But that's the beginning of a baby's life. They are completely self-centered and only know their own needs and only can communicate by just demanding that they be met right away. And then as toddlers, it gets a little more spaced out. They have more words to tell you how they feel about it. and then as you get older and older into adulthood, you start realizing like the things that you want, the goals you have, and the stuff you desire changes, and it takes usually longer to accomplish it. Getting a college degree is not the same as, getting your parent to make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And to the extreme that I've heard entrepreneurship described as walking in the desert, and you come up and you've been hungry for days, and you come up on a steak dinner on a plate in front of you, but way off in the distance, miles and miles away on the horizon, you can see a food truck. And you have a choice to either eat this steak dinner now, which is what you really want at the moment, or keep walking to the food truck where you have as much food as you want to eat, plus you can sell it. I don't know who's coming to your food truck in the desert, but it's a business on top of being the food you need. It's surplus, it's profit. So being an entrepreneur and being a business owner and being an adult, a functional, productive, and I'd say satisfied adult, comes from disciplining ourselves between what we want most right now and what we want most in the future. The thing you want immediately and the thing that you desire long term that would enhance your life 5 or 10 times that much. So I've been considering recently, I don't know how many people listening to this played the original Halo game, the very, very first Halo game. When I played it as a kid, the ship you fly in on in the beginning is called the Truth and Reconciliation. It's just I always thought that's such a cool name, but I didn't know what reconciliation meant when I was 11. Now, to me, it stood the test of time, because that phrase, truth and reconciliation, is kind of the process of growing up. It's finding out, oh, this is actually how the world works, and I can choose my posture towards it. As a business owner that's discovering, hey, I can work 60 hours a week, but my relationships suffer because of it. How do I reconcile myself to that truth that 60 hours a week indefinitely might be damaging and detrimental? There's other things too. I mean, like, does a $1 million versus $200,000 make a difference to me as a person. That's truth and reconciling to it. There's a ton of ways you can apply that in business. So I say this because I see the extremes of it surprisingly often, where people prioritize their feelings over almost everything else. And then conversely, people who disregard their feelings substantially. And I make the joke that there's a button, there's a button in your mind. Guys are pretty guilty of pressing this, especially guys in the trades, of pressing this button that's labeled, I'll feel this later. It's not, I'll feel this never. It's, I'll feel this later. And you can think of it like compounding interest. Every time you press that button, you defer it, but you will pay interest on it. Those feelings aren't, there's no place, I have this on good authority from a friend of mine who studies the human brain, has a long and great career in psychology. There's no place in your body to store trauma, capital T or little t trauma. There's no place in your body to store it. There's no housing facility for it. There's no part of your brain that deals with it. There's no like liver or kidney that filters it out. You just store it in your body in the form of like pain and subconscious reactions and fear and aversion and mental blockages. So I say all that just because if you choose to defer it all the time, if you choose to ignore it and grind, there's a price to be paid later. So all this is just to encourage the idea that there's no extreme version of it, that there's a time and place to account for reality and our position to it. And on the other side, also check in with ourselves to see what our emotions are telling us, what they're indicating to us, because they are tools. They are super important information we have to gather and be aware of, so we don't run off the tracks of life, because emotions are lag indicators, meaning you cannot lead yourself into feelings. They are happening after an occurrence of an event. But if we're not proactive to orchestrate and be architects of what we're doing in our life to cause certain feelings, then we'll just wander around retroactively feeling things and being surprised by it. Feel free to send me any questions you have. My handle is The Difference Engine on all platforms. Have a great week.